Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just did this look on the eyes you see right here, and I used the new Anastasia Riviera palette. I just wanted to kind of sit down and play with it today, and I tried to use as many different colors as I could, which is why there's so much going on the eyes right now. Yeah, it was quite the journey getting to this. I have been doing my makeup for so long now, just because it was like one mistake after one mistake after one mistake. The makeup gods were not on my side today at all, but regardless, we got through it, we got it, we're here. And yeah, so if you guys want to see how I got this look right here, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to be starting on the eyes because today I'm going in with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette, which if you've seen pictures of it online, you know that it has quite a bit of color in it, so I'm super excited about that. This is what the palette looks like. As far as like size and stuff, it is the standard ABH palette size that all of their palettes pretty much are. And it just has this like nautical striping going across it, and the title of the palette and the brand in gold. You open up the palette and you have the mirror on the top, and then the 14 eyeshadows, and then the brush. So as far as packaging, pretty standard to what Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes are like. So first I'm going to go in and prime my eyes using my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And then to set my base, I'm just going to take the white shade in the palette called Sails and just lay that down. But now I'm going to go in with this light peachy shade in the corner down here and put that in my crease as my transition shade. I'm going to go ahead and go do one eye off camera just so I can kind of figure out where I'm going with this look and what direction I want to take it in, and then I'm going to be back to do the other eye on camera. Alright, so I'm back, and I have to say I'm kind of happy I did one eye first, just because I already have some opinions about this palette and just kind of some stuff I want to say about it. So I'm going to kind of talk about the palette like while I use it. I'm taking the shade Bahamas, which is this hot pink shade. I'm taking it on my Sigma E25. And then I'm going to start working that onto the crease. And since I am doing a cut crease, I'm going to take it a little bit high. And I'm just going to take it out. I'm going to end up cleaning the outside of my lid anyways. Right now, I'm really just putting it on, and I'm going to go and pack it a little bit more later. But, you know, as far as like pigment, it is pigmented and you can get a lot of pigment out of it. Especially if you do the like packing method and then take a really small pencil brush and blend around it. You can get a lot of pigment out of it that way. And the reason I know that, that's not the method I'm using right now, but because this is eye number 2 I actually already did this eye once off camera, and it was not the look that is right here. It was a totally different look that was like a good concept, and it was coming out really good and then went really downhill towards the end. And the thing is I'm not 100% sure, because again, this is my first time using this palette, but I feel like colors don't blend well on top of this pink. Like, I tried to blend this brown, I tried to blend the purple shade, and it did not go well. Now I have not used the brown or the purple shade on their own. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to like 100% say, oh, it was this pink, but yeah, I don't know. It was like things wouldn't go on top of it and it would get super patchy, and it was like really patchy out here. And the first look I was doing was a halo eye, and it was really patchy in here. So I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this pink, and a lot of pinks do that, you know, and you can find a way to work around it. You know, a lot of times you do have to kind of pack product on around pinks, and that's fine. Like, I don't mind that, but it it was just a mess. And then just because I have wiped this off, I can tell you this does stain your lids. It stained mine. I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my crease. So I'm just gonna take my Morphe 213 brush and my concealer and just start carving out the crease. And I'm gonna take this above my normal crease as I always do, just to give my eyes that like larger appearance. And that way when I close and open my eyes, it doesn't transfer. On the other eye, I originally only took the concealer to like here. And then I was going to mix the brown on top. But because of how colors were blending on top of the pink, I decided just to take the concealer all the way out there, so it was like the brown had something to stick to that wasn't the pink. Now I'm going to take the aqua blue shade in the palette, which I have no idea how to pronounce. This one is super pretty and super pigmented. So I'm just going to start packing that on the lid. And also, this isn't something that bothers me a ton, but I know people want to hear about it. This palette does have quite a bit of like powder kickback. It's not so much that it's like messy, but it does have kickback. And there's not a ton of fallout with the shades. Like there's a lot of fallout with this because of how I'm packing it on. So I just wet my brush and I'm going to go back in and just quickly go over everything, just to really give it that like foily metallic look. So now I'm gonna go in with the shade Palm, which is the dark brown in the palette. So I'm just gonna start packing that on the outer V. Yeah, so when I first did this look, I really thought it was like the purple that, you know, was messing up the look. I was like, you know, the purple in this palette's not good. And now I don't know if it was. I think it might actually have been the pink. Once I get that all cleaned up, it's gonna look a little bit sharper. I'm gonna go back into the shade Bahamas with a flat little angle brush. And I'm just gonna take that shade and just go along the edge of the cut crease. I love to do this to my cut creases just because it really gives them even more definition. So I'm gonna go add lashes and clean up all the fallout, and I will be right back. I went ahead and primed my skin off camera just so it kind of set a little bit. I went in with my Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer, my Cover FX Gripping Primer, and my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer, which I know it's super extra to use 3 different primers. I'm gonna go ahead and go start with my foundation. I was gonna go in with a new foundation today, but honestly the makeup gods are not on my side today, so I was not risking it. So I'm just using my L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24 Hour Wear foundation. I feel like since I tried this one, I really have not used anything else. I love this foundation. It wears so well. It looks so beautiful. It's got great coverage. I feel like this is one of those eye looks that I'm gonna like much more once like I get my concealer on and get the under eyes finished. But right now it just kind of makes me look a little sick. So I'm gonna go in my Tarte Shape Tape and conceal underneath my eyes. Oh, and I'm still using the JS1 brush, which I talked about this in my review on the Jeffree Star brushes that I did earlier this week. I have not stopped using it since I did that video. So you can still see like around my eye where it's stained pink, especially on this side. All right, so now I'm gonna set my eyes, and I've been using the Urban Decay Velvetizer palette. Oh my god, this is such a good powder. It sat in my drawer for so long before I actually tried it. And it's such a good powder. Like, it's so finely milled and it just looks so smooth underneath the eyes. So for bronzer, I'm going with the Morphe Face and Body Bronzer in the shade Megastar. Again, I used this earlier this week in a review and really enjoyed the color of it, so I'm using it again. I'm going to do my brows off camera and then I'm going to be back to finish up the lower lash line. I do not know what happened on the inner part of my eyebrows, but we're just gonna ignore it and keep moving on. I'm gonna take the Bahamas shade on a pencil brush and just run that along the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the Palm shade towards the outer edge. I'm going to take that Estate color that I used in my crease just to kind of buff all of that out without adding like a ton of color. So you know those moments when you're doing your makeup and you're like, this is either going to make this look really good or it's going to make it look terrible. And this is one of those moments. So I'm going to take the NYX Off Tropic Pro Liner in Pineapple Punch and put that in my lash line. So then on a small pencil brush, I'm going to take the shade Inheritance, which is this like golden yellow color. And I am going to spray my brush first. And I'm going to put that on the inner corner. I'm going to put that on the inner corner and kind of connect it to that yellow liner. So for blush, I'm going to take the Burt's Bees blush in Bare Peach, which is my favorite. Okay, so for highlighter, the next thing I have, I'm super excited about, and is the new Anastasia like loose highlighters. I'm actually going to go in with the shade So Hollywood and Snowflakes. That is so pretty. I'm going to take the shade Snowflake, just go right over that. And then I'm going to take that same Snowflake shade down the center of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. So pretty. Okay, so for lips, I'm going in with the ColourPop lipstick in the shade What's Your Sign. And then last, I have the new Anastasia Dewy Set Setting Spray. And the packaging is so pretty. Alright, well this is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please give a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button down below before you leave so you don't miss any of my other future uploads. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.